No volume.
Holy, holy crap.
I wonder if. Can you guys hear us now? Here comes the volume. All right, I think we're all right, buddy. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
All
You
right.
could probably start over. That's my fault.
All right. Let's
My
start.
girlfriend's trying to teach me how to be a good streamer.
Okay. Well, you guys, welcome to another episode of Michael's Corner. I Tonight I am interviewing the owner of Discover Pro Wrestling, Eric Nordrum.
Thank you, buddy. Great intro.
How's it going tonight?
Better now that I'm talking to you. Much better.
All right. Yeah, much better. Yeah. I'm doing great. I'm excited for this interview tonight and whatnot. So we've been holding it off for like 2 weeks,
I
going on
know.
3 weeks.
I know. And
And
you've been such a huge sponsor of DPW from day one. It's like we should have been doing this a long time ago.
you damn right we should be doing this. We should have done this a long time ago. But now you got me now.
Hell yeah,
We're doing this.
and you got me, buddy. Um,
All right.
I was talking to you a little bit beforehand, and before we get too far into it, uh, we were talking about how Freddie Fredrickson and Daniel Rose from the state of pro wrestling really wanted to get this interview. Not that it's like, not that it's like a big deal, but it's,
Hmm.
um, it's important, I guess, to say that, they're a little bit upset.
Yeah, yeah, and um, I don't say not upset. Maybe they're just a little jealous.
They might be a little
that
bit
I-
jealous.
They might be a little bit jealous because I'm getting this interview.
So
That's how I feel.
what do you want to talk about the most here, buddy?
So my question to you is, first is, how did you, first off, how did Discover Pro Wrestling became a thing?
That's a really, really good question with a long uh, answer. Um, so Discover Pro Wrestling officially became Discover Pro Wrestling actually on March 23rd of 2017, and we kept it kind of on the shelf for would have been 3 years. Um, and in that time, I was working with David Sabick at Heavy on Wrestling, and he gave me the best education that I could ever ask for. And if David is somehow listening to this, I pray that he knows how much I value and respect and care about him as a human being. Um, he allowed me, David Sabick has allowed me to live um, like really incredible dreams and be around a lot of important people. And he taught me everything that I needed to know about how to run a wrestling company. Um, Sorry, I'm reading some of the comments. Do you see the comments at all?
Oh no.
Gotcha. But um, yeah, so I'm, it's early 2017. And so do you want to know the original name for DPW?
What is it?
So before it was actually called Discover Pro Wrestling, it was going to be called World War Wrestling.
Wow.
Yeah, but probably a little too inappropriate for, especially in today's day and age. But
Yeah. So, oh wow. So that's an interesting story and whatnot. So so since Discover Pro Wrestling became a thing, the setup. Now you got to tell me, how did you set up, like set up the ring, get the lo- the DPW local, and all these things.
yep.
How did you put that together? I would like to know this. And as far as, the rest of the YouTube community, how how did you come up with all of this?
So I really appreciate you asking that. The logo is one of my favorite parts of DPW. I think it's a really, really interesting logo. Our logo was designed by Christopher Huffman out of Minneapolis, who's a phenomenal designer. Anyone that needs, work done should absolutely go and talk to Chris. I'll always be grateful to Chris for that. Um, our logo, it what I told him that I wanted as far as a logo was the letters DPW spelled out so that the D looks like a moon, and then the P and the W look like comets or asteroids going around the moon. And so I think we got really, really close to that. In fact, I like what he came up with more than what I saw in my head. And so that's how we came up with the logo. The um like the staging and stuff at the live shows and just overall um the overall vision, I guess, and the production aspect of DPW, it's we it's it's difficult to say exactly like where that comes from because that was always our goal. That was always the intention, was to have like really, really powerful visuals and powerful production. And it's, we're not trying to be anything that you can find on the independent scene in our community, at least. And that, I'm not sure if you would find, you know uh, an independent production like DPW anywhere else in the country, because we try to treat and that's a bold statement to make, and I know I know I shouldn't say things like that, because as soon as I say things like that, then I
Mhm.
come off like an asshole, and I don't want to be that. But um, I just love production. And when I was working for Heavy on Wrestling, um, I always wanted to treat everything like it was a movie. And so I started doing these cinematic trailers for Heavy on Wrestling. So that was actually where I started doing those. The first one that I did for them was No Love Lost in February of 2018.
Okay.
And um, I just I I I looked at, the independent scene and what other companies were producing, and I saw that there was a market or a space to have like really dramatic stories and really powerful um, production. And yeah, um, we just wanted to we wanted to treat it like it was a movie. My my One of the things that I say is that I want people to think DPW is Chris Nolan's wrestling promotion, the guy that did Inception, and um, he just did Oppenheimer, the director for Oppenheimer and the director for the like the direct. He also did The Dark Knight and Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises. He just has a very specific way of cinematography and filming, and um, I I just love how like his vision for his films is like super clean and polished, but in a rugged, gritty sort of way, if that makes any sense. I
Mhm.
I just I just want to try a bunch of different things with DPW, um, cause why not, right? Like
Yeah.
where we shoot everything in 4K. Um,
Hmm.
we we have those really dramatic cinematic trailers. The the staging setup is, and we try to evolve the stage with every show, but I think we have, I mean, I really try not to say shit like this, but I I think it's important to say it sometimes because you have to recognize the people that have like helped get DPW at least off the ground and to where it is now. And I'm proud as hell of our visual production and the things that we do as far as video content and storytelling. But excuse me, um, we wouldn't be able to do any of that stuff, and I wouldn't be able to be proud of it if it wasn't for people like Jason Yerke and Eric Rotundo and Diami. There's so many people that once I start naming people off, I'm immediately gonna offend someone because I'm gonna forget somebody. But
Yeah.
it's it's just a big production, and the team really treats it like that. Corey McCauley, Chris Peterson, everybody, Alex Riley, our general manager. Um, Everybody treats it like it's a movie or like just a s- I'm really afraid that I'm gonna sound pompous and arrogant as fuck, but I really believe that we're doing something very special, and it's because of the people that work with us that I'm able to be proud of that. So I really try to not brag. That's really the best way to put it is I really try not to brag about what we're doing, but I am extremely proud of it. Sorry, that was a really long answer, buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. I'm a good listener, so yeah. So all right. Well, I want to get on to my next question. Is
Sorry, buddy.
it's okay. We gotta talk about how I became a sponsor for DPW. You
Damn right.
know, let's talk about that right quick.
So, man, you were one of the very first people that I called in 2020. It was 2020 actually. You
Hmm.
were already signed on to do the the Warmth of Warfare. DPW won the Warmth of Warfare. Um,
Okay.
and I have that poster actually behind me, and so I see your logo is on every single one of our posters, and you've so I'm not going to tell people how much you spend, but
Yeah, please
it's a
don't.
large amount, and I want people to realize that part of the reason, going back to our production, that we're able to do things like the massive steel structures and the banners and the lighting and stuff is because we have people like you that that help us with that. Um,
Yeah.
um,
And being a sponsor to DPW is so damn important because
Hell yeah,
you know
it's helped us grow.
um, it's gonna grow. And I also had the opportunity to watch, and I told you about this on Messenger, that I actually had the opportunity to watch one of the videos. And my exact reaction was, oh my God. So that's where my all my money is going. And it's like, look at this. This is 4K. And I was like, oh my God.
Damn
I
right.
was so shocked
Damn
to
right, buddy.
see this is like this is actually different
Yep.
from any independent pro wrestling show that I ever went to. And this is by far unreal. I
Man,
mean, that was my exact reaction. And I watched it again. I even watched the one where you as you was coming down the ring, doing your little, you know, promo and whatnot.
sure.
And during that, I got a little teary eyed too because
Oh man,
man, yeah, it I got a little teary, because the speech, man, you put out, it's like, oh my goodness, I just got emotional.
that means a lot.
So, so
I almost cried in the middle of it. You can actually hear my voice in like three different spots where I almost burst into tears. It sucks. I I I don't enjoy particularly like talking to big crowds, and I'm not a great public speaker, but I
yeah,
yeah, there was so much that happened that morning with Fandango not being there, and there were a couple of other talents that weren't able to come, and um I just felt like it was important to say something to the crowd. And the video wasn't included in the final show, like the one that's on YouTube, but yeah, I showed it to someone, and my general rule of thumb is to not put myself on camera, but I've been doing it more lately because like
yeah.
I there was a moment at DPW 3 Empire of Dirt where I was backstage with Austin Fouts, the owner of Rugged Pro, and this is gonna sound kind of inappropriate, so I'm just gonna preface that. But I was talking to him about like how lame it looks for the owner to be in the ring or on camera at all. And
Mhm.
he he said, "It's your fucking company. You can go out there and whip your dick out." And
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, buddy.
It's okay. It's all right. Michael's Corner. Go ahead.
I so that's coming. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. But so yeah, it's been a lot of fun, getting a little bit more involved.
Yeah.
It's been cool. Um, and that video specifically, like I just felt like it was appropriate for that time to post
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. So, are there any upcoming DPW shows that you like to announce or?
So right now we don't have a date like solidified for DPW 5. Um, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest, like part of that is entirely on me. Um, as I mean, a lot of us know, Dave Sabick was forced to cancel the Heavy Halloween show. Um,
Mhm.
and Heavy on Wrestling does shows at the same venue that we do, and their production is also great. And I care a lot about them, and I messaged Dave, and I talked to my team as well, and we're I want to give Dave the space to, and there's a very important reason, and it's not not my place to talk about it publicly, but I wanted to I want to try to give Dave the space to do his show. That's important to me, and I know that sounds from a business perspective. People listening are probably like, that's a dumbass right there is me, but I it was just it's just important to me to at least give him the opportunity to carry out his show and to do what he wants to do. Um, However, with that being said, I'm trying to uh, put things in place for an early spring show, and it'll be called DPW 5 Salt the Wound.
Mhm. And I would like to actually be there for that.
I know. I want you to be there.
And we talked about this before. We talked about this so many times. It's like I wish I was there for that, or I wish I was there for that. But my main goal is to get up there in Duluth
Hmm.
so I could be at one of your shows because I really do, as a sponsor of DPW, I think it's necessary that I be there.
I think it's almost
So I could
required.
see it, yes.
I mean,
And
you were gonna be there for the first one,
yeah,
and
I was going to be there for the first one,
I
but
think I mean, every single one, it seems like we've had somewhat of a plan to get you up here, and then it just hasn't gone through for some reason.
yeah, it hasn't set in stone yet. So I'm gonna ask the question to you. Do you want me to be at the next DPW show in the spring if all comes to plan?
If I have to drive down there myself and pick you up, you're coming to that show.
Yes. And you know something? I you know, I am willing to you know, it's like yeah, I really want to go there and just see what it's like and
It's a
just
great
have a
time.
good it's a
There
great time
there's
and
just so much love, and like the that's my favorite part of DPW shows, and what I pray to God that you get to experience is there's so much love at every show. Um, it's like this. It feels like a family reunion every single time almost, and it's like
mhm,
um, it's everyone is giving each other just giant bear hugs, and like there's absolutely no like weird drama and politics and stuff like that. Um, and everyone at the show is has a common focus and a common goal to try to create something that hopefully within the next 10 years can maybe get television distribution, or sign some form of a major contract with a major sponsor or something. But
mhm,
that's what I want you to be there for, is a to just be there, and b to interview wrestlers and people, and c is just to feel the the brotherhood and the sisterhood and the camaraderie and everything. It's like every single show for me feels like Christmas morning. It's the most fun that I've had.
yeah, yeah, and I could say from a fan's perspective, you know, I just got done. I just got done going to a huge wrestling show, MAW Grand Slam 5.
Yep.
I could tell you, man, that was over 2,000 people was at that North High School.
Those pictures look absolutely crazy.
I know, I know, and I really like the venue. I really like the venue there because it was there was 9 matches in all,
Yep.
and I just had a great time, sitting in front row, looking at all these people. It's like, wow,
Right.
how does David and Eli do all this?
They deserve
You
it.
know,
They work really hard.
they work really hard, and not that you work really hard as well, because I give you ton of credit for
Thanks, buddy.
doing what you do, and you know
It's a
is
it's a massive team of people though. I honestly, if I was at this point, like if I was completely removed from the entire company, I think it could still go forward. Like I think I would just have to give Alex my passwords. I think he could do it.
yeah, yeah. It's just like I said, you know, I just love wrestling. I love pro wrestling. I think indie pro wrestling is evolving every year,
Every year.
and yep, and it's not. People gotta realize indie pro wrestling is not just about the wrestling action all the time.
Right.
It's about, like what you said, it's about brotherhood, sisterhood. It's about all coming together,
It's about family.
hanging out because we're family.
Hmm.
Even like I consider it as a fan. Guess what? DPW is my family too. Just like I said
Well,
with
you've literally helped us
MAW,
exist.
still going,
You're
and the list goes on.
damn right. Well, I think like it's really important for me that people know how much you've helped us actually just exist. Like you've
Hmm.
like the things that you've helped us do, Michael, like you personally have like helped create that evolution. And so I really appreciate you.
Yes, and it's that's what I'm there for. I'm here to make sure that DPW or comes the best, be the best, because I'm not doing this for nothing. I'm doing this. I still watch the product and whatnot,
Hmm.
and I'm seeing like Sierra. Let's talk about Sierra for a minute,
Yeah, let's
because
talk about Sierra.
Sierra's one of my good friends as well in wrestling.
She's a
She
legend.
has, yes, she has held that title, the DPW title, for almost 2 years. Am I right?
Over 2 years now.
Oh my God. Whew.
She won the belt on August 22nd, 2021.
Oh my God. Yeah, she's a legend. Let me tell you.
It's so hard to actually like find the words to say how much I appreciate what she's done for this company. It
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
so it's like she's just so good. It's there's literally nothing else to say. She's just so fucking good.
Uh-huh. And that match that she had against with Jay Folder,
Fowler, Jay Fowler.
Fowler,
Yep.
Fowler. Oh my God.
It's
He's
okay.
gonna get me. Um, that was the best match, hands down,
Yep.
the best match that I ever seen.
Hmm.
And and it's like I wish she do it again because Sierra's gonna give it her all.
She is damn right. And
Yeah.
that's something that as an owner of a company, there's nothing better and more relieving than to be able to put your eggs in that basket and let that person just, run. We put the ball in Joey and Sierra's hands and they just ran.
Hmm. Yes. And like I said, I gotta give it for him as well. He calls himself all steel now.
Damn right. Justin Fowler is I'm I'm going to predict that he'll be signed to a major contract within the next within the next 2 years. I'm going to say
Yeah, I
within the
think
next 2 years. I could be a
yeah,
little off by that, but I think he's going to get signed to a major contract for sure.
yes, yes. And and like I said, when he does that, I'll just put it in the comments, congratulations, because I'll be watching, you
Damn
know.
right. Damn right.
So like going back, going back to me now, like not only do I support DPW, also MAW,
Mhm.
Steel Domain
Mhm.
Wrestling, MIW, All Out Pro Wrestling,
Mhm.
Rudo's Productions.
They're new.
Whoo! I could go on. So yeah, every promotion that I went to, everybody loves me or loves what I'm doing,
Damn
and
right.
and there's gonna be some, and I can't be everybody's cup of tea. There's gonna be some people that says, "Oh, this guy's just making a fool out of himself." But you know what I do to those naysayers? Just ignore them. Let them talk
Damn right.
because that's gonna be Michael's corner. Michael's corner is gonna only get bigger,
Yes, sir.
and I'll use that. I'll use that wherever that person said to me. I'll use it as motivation to get better.
Yep. That's the best thing that you can do, buddy.
I think that's probably the reason why I'm here. That's probably the reason why Michael's Corner is such a success because I try my best not to let petty stuff like that get under my skin.
You really can't.
All I do, all you can do in this situation is just laugh,
Yep.
laugh at it as like
It took me a long time to learn how to do that as well, but
hmm
it's really
and
important to
you
do that.
just yep, and you just gotta remember when people say some stuff to you, Eric. Just know that there's something's wrong with them, not you, and that's my life lesson. Oh my god! Yeah, I bet you see those life lessons on Facebook that I post every night.
Hell yeah. I see
So,
those every night.
um,
Well,
so
you sometimes you'll miss it, but you usually come back with a banger the next day.
oh yeah, or two or whatnot. Because whoo, when I come, especially from a wrestling show, if I'm just exhausted, if I don't feel like doing a life lesson, usually I'll do a couple the next day.
Yeah. No,
You know.
I see them. They're really profound and in depth and insightful. Oh, Bullet Bronson says, "What's up, guys?"
Oh, tell me what's up. I can't see his comments.
That's all right.
Just
I'm not even really looking at the comments at all. We've got quite a few comments, but I'm just enjoying my conversation with you, buddy.
yeah, and because we've waited so long to do this interview.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, so I just want to get it get it out there, and so that people can watch and
Hmm.
whatnot. So
Did you see my sweatshirt,
like
by the way?
what? Huh? Oh yes, That's what
Some
Freddie it was telling me about.
someone sent me this in the mail and said that if I don't wear it, they were gonna kill my cat. I think it was Paul Verk.
Oh my God,
Dead serious.
Paul Burt. Yeah, I feel bad for the guy,
I feel bad for Paul Verk too. And
because
X.
he lost the MAW title to Drago.
Yeah, yeah. Now
Oh,
I know that I know worlds collide between wrestling promotions sometimes, but uh,
hmm,
I hope it doesn't sound heartless, but I wholeheartedly believe that he deserved to lose that title.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Paul Verk and Sentry.
Yeah, I could tell in your face. Mm-mm. Yeah,
Not a big fan.
yeah, I understand. And,
My girlfriend actually recently purchased one of their shirts, so
hmm.
I I guess we're gonna have to break up.
Be careful, Eric. You don't want to sleep on the couch or on the floor.
That yeah, they're actually sleeping on the floor might be really good for my neck, but Daniel Rose wants to know when Verk is getting his title shot. Um, at this point, probably never. He's gonna have to. Paul Verk will have to move fucking mountains to be able to get a title shot at this point.
Yeah, in other words, he's going to have to work extremely hard
Mm,
to get to where he is.
I don't even know if hard work is gonna get him there at this point because I'm I'm just gonna block him at every point. Um,
Listen to you.
well, I mean, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. He literally sent Alex Riley to a hospital twice. So
That's not good.
no, um, yeah,
But you know what? I got a good idea, Eric. Have you heard of WWE 2K23, right?
oh yeah,
You know what you can do? Why don't you create him in WWE 2K23, put him in the match against with Braun Strowman
oh there you go.
or even the late Bray Wyatt.
Oh man,
Ooh, ooh.
that broke my heart when he passed, man.
Oh my God. It I was distraught. I was so distraught when I heard the news that he passed.
That hit just as hard as the death of Eddie Guerrero.
Yes, I know. And I could speak for all the fans. Everyone who I spoke to, oh, shocked. It was shocking. It was emotional, and so,
Yeah, well,
oh,
he's gonna
well,
be remembered forever.
yes, he will. And yeah. So back to that Paul Vert. Just create him, book him in a match against probably 2-on-1 handicap match,
Hmm.
I guess, with Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt, and let's see how he does from there.
I I'll have to somehow turn off outside interference because he would just have all of his guys come in and beat up Braun Strowman.
Ah, yeah,
It's ridiculous at this point. I mean, I'm being dead serious. I'm
yeah,
only wearing this because I love my cat. I
yeah.
don't I don't enjoy having Paul Verk in DPW. I don't enjoy having X in DPW. I don't enjoy having whoever the masked men were in DPW. They cause problems. So hear me out. So at the Zenith City Summit, we had the most important match in company history. The
Mhm.
most important match in company history. Do you know how much it takes for a promoter to put that on a video? Like, this is the most important match in our company's history. Like that stands the chance of pissing off every single wrestler that's ever worked for you. And
Wow.
Uh, yeah, fucking ninjas. Corey, or I'm sorry, Joey Avalon says that Paul Verk has ninjas, so they're gonna have to. I don't particularly enjoy any of what Paul Verk does. I also forgot what I was saying before I read the ninja thing, but it doesn't matter. Paul Verk sucks.
Yeah, we all know.
Mm.
You know who also sucks? And I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. You mentioned Bullock Bronson earlier. Man, I'm telling you, you should have saw what I did to Bullock Bronson in All Out Pro Wrestling.
Well, you'll have to tell me about it or send me a link.
I will have to. I'll send you the link and a link to the interview that I did with Bullock Bronson. Oh my God. I drove Bullock Bronson out of APW.
Oh, did you?
And I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. And but no, Bullock Bronson, I just listen, listen. He okay, make a long story short, everybody's like, why is Michael picking on the baby faces? Now, here's a little secret. I don't know. The reason why I give Bully Bronson a hard time is I'm trying to one up over him
Oh,
because he's a baby face.
gotcha.
And I want to be this. I never I know I'm considered as a fan, but you know,
You still identify
I,
yourself as a heel or a
I
babyface as a fan?
um in in all pro wrestling, I'm a full time heel.
Oh, okay.
I never been a full time heel like this, so I
Exciting.
might get my I might get my hand slapped for this, but um I really do like Floyd Cronson. You know, he's a good kid and whatnot,
Gotcha.
and
Well,
I enjoy giving him a hard time and whatnot.
there's no
So
reason a heel and a babyface can't share a steak together.
exactly, and you know who else I pick on the most in APW?
Who's that?
But besides Bullock Bronson, oh boy, he might just put me on the bus. Eric, I'm telling you, you know who I pick on the most?
Who's that?
Can E Defiance.
Kenny Defiance?
Yes.
Um, I don't think I've actually seen him wrestle before. How do
Oh,
you, like, tell me the story?
well, to make a long story short,
Make a short story
he
long.
okay, well,
Just,
so like I said, Kenny Defiance has been the APW United States champion for a while. You know, he faced against with Shay Diesel,
mm,
lost the title to Shay Diesel at a lot. I think it was at. I think I could be wrong. It could be at a Rudo's production show.
mm,
I could be wrong, but then when I got to Chippewa Falls and whatnot,
mm-hmm,
and then he regained the title. Well, actually, it was the other way around. He regained the title. Shay Diesel was the champion, and Ken E. Defiance was the challenger.
mm.
So, as Kenny Defiance was making his way to the ring, oh my God, he, I think he hit Shay Diesel with the pizza pizza box, hit him from behind. It was I believe it was a short match, won the title against Lachey Diesel. And oh my God, ever since then, oh,
For some reason, Michael, I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say. I'm pretty sure it was a thin crust pizza. I don't know why I
yeah,
thought you were. I don't know why I thought you were going there.
uh, probably was a thin crust pizza. I was like, oh my God.
Damn.
And then, and then, like, I think this was last month or so, he had to defend his title against with Apex. I don't
Oh,
know if
I've
you
been seeing him on. I've been seeing him on
oh,
Facebook.
oh my God. Oh my God. I wasn't at the show, but I heard he lost to Apex. I was Eric. I was jumping up and down, screaming, cheering my lungs out. I was so glad that he lost the title.
That's awesome.
And I always pick on him about that. It's like, you lost your title to Shay Diesel twice, and then you lose it to Apex while I wasn't even there. I think he was just thinking of me the whole entire time.
And
Mm-mm-mm.
that's yep. You gotta the rent to live in his head is apparently free.
Yeah, not on my watch. I'm just teasing.
Oh, I know.
Kenny, I bet if Kenny Defiance watches, he will. He knows I'm just kidding. But
Absolutely.
all kidding aside, though, I think Kenny Defiance is overall the great wrestler.
Hmm.
He anybody who knows Kenny Defiance, whether you meet him at a wrestling show or in person or in general, he's a nice dude. He's a great wrestler. I think he has a bright future in the wrestling business, and I would love to see him go up the rankings.
I'll have to check him out. That's a glowing review.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I have to put that out there, because at the end of the day, it's all about respecting the people who you care about the most. Because at the end of the day, we're family.
We are
Like it or
family.
not, we're family.
Hmm.
And sometimes family we have ups and downs. We talk it over and we hug and kiss and make up, you know, and
Well,
let
I try not to
bygones.
kiss any of the wrestlers, but
Ah! I don't mean like that, Eric. Oh my God, you're too funny, Eric. So, on this high note, before we, call it a night,
yeah. Oh
is
wow, we've
there?
already been talking almost an hour.
Oh yeah, so we gotta wrap it up.
Oh, well, you're
So,
fine. Give me like a rapid question round. Ask me anything on your mind. Or do you want to
well,
open it up to comments? Do you want to open it up to viewers?
let's open up to comments because that's important.
Let's do that. Let me.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm watching comments. If anyone has anything to say or ask, go for it.
If it's Bullock Bronson, tell him to get to stepping.
Bu- Bullet,
I'm just teasing.
Bullet. I'm supposed to tell you to get stepping. I'm not sure if he's gonna listen to me, man.
Oh boy. I'll get him. You know.
It's just gonna
So
be my girlfriend asking if John Cena is single. Uh, oh, actually, it is my girlfriend that asked the question. How did you come up with Salt the Wound? Uh, I believe Salt the Wound is the name of. I could be wrong with how this. It's a phrase that's just been kind of stuck in the back of my fucking head forever. Um, I believe it's the name of a song from one of my favorite bands called The Breathing Process. Um,
Mhm.
and I just think it sounds badass. So
Yeah,
that's why we're doing Salt the Wound. And
yeah. I think
it fits into like the general narrative, I guess, of the story that flow that we're telling. Like started off with the warmth of warfare, and then it was reduced to ash, and then it was the Empire of Dirt, and then the Zenith City Summit, although kind of outside of the first three, was still very much, a vehicle to tell the story. And then Salt the Wound is I mean, the way that I look at that is like Paul Verk fucking up the most important match in DPW history is like a huge, huge wound for me. Like that match was supposed to have a clean finish and not get fucked up. Um, so I feel like his whole Sentry bullshit is kind of like rubbing salt into my wound and all of our wound. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, um,
Hmm.
Pete King says can't wait to see you again in January, Michael.
Yeah,
Pete King's a good guy. He's always been
yeah.
real nice to me.
Yeah, let's. I'm gonna talk about him right quick before we
Cool.
wrap this
Yeah.
up because Pete King has, done so much for me as of late.
Hell yeah.
As of Pete King is one of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet. He
Always been really
actually,
nice to me.
yeah, he actually reminds me of my late close friend who always runs shows. He always makes sure that I'm taken care of. He might be busy talking to some promoter
Hmm.
or promoter on the phone, but he always finds time to hang out with me
That's
and
awesome.
take me to wrestling shows.
That's
His
awesome.
name his name is Kurt Alterholt, and Pete King reminds me of him,
Okay.
and that's that's the reason why I want. And even Pete, I even told this to Pete King about this, and he's like, "I'm so honored that you think of me as you know, your late friend and whatnot." And I'll send you a photo of what I'm talking,
Very
what
cool.
I'm referring to, because
Yeah.
Pete King has done so much for me in APW. He always makes sure that I got a I might get my hand slapped by Pete King, but he always makes sure that I get a front row seat, and his
That's really
wrestling
nice of
shows
him.
are really his wrestling shows are really great, and I'm really honored to be at his shows, and because he's a great promoter, great guy,
Mm.
great human being, and I
I'm happy
really
to see him doing well.
and I'm willing to do this again with him because
It seems like he's learning a
I'm,
lot about promoting really, really quickly too. So he's
yeah,
he's just growing, as a promoter. He says thanks for the love, by the way.
yes, you're very welcome, Pete King. And
Um,
that
oh, go ahead.
and that's my thing. That's my thing, Eric. Is my job is to make sure that your promotion is the best. Pete Pete King's promotion is the best.
Hmm.
Which without me, I don't know. You know, it's like I'm
It would be
helping.
it would be very different without you.
Yeah, it'll
At
be
least at
very.
Discover Pro Wrestling, because without your sponsorship revenue, like just putting
Hmm.
it bluntly, like you, Michael's Corner sponsors Discover Pro Wrestling, and we
Hmm.
are able to do really cool stuff because of that. And not just Michael's Corner. I mean, there's Zach Bouchard and
Hmm.
Leroy Britton, Jesse um,
Hmm.
from 13 cards subject to change, and there's a
Hmm.
lot of different sponsors. There's Shavo with Run Media Group, Chris Peterson with Montclair Media, Diami with the Berg, um, Sound Central. There's a lot of people that help. You know,
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, and like I said, that's that's my thing. I want to go to each wrestling show, making sure that it's the best,
hmm
and
I hope you know
that's
how much respect I have for you for that.
yes. I think you have told me that in the messenger.
I've tried to definitely tell you how much I appreciate what you do for the community.
Yes, and like I said, I'm a
I
public.
want to say as well. Sorry to cut you off. I really look up to, and I'm actually really inspired by how. And you talked about this earlier on, but I really respect how you are able to ignore naysayers and people that have negative comments and focus on making your work speak for itself. That's a really strong principle in a person, and I think that's really really respectable.
Yes, thank you, Eric. Those are kind words. So
So
where can
before we get too much further, there's a couple more questions here.
yeah, let's
Chris
get to
Gimberlin is asking if there's any chance of tag titles soon in DPW, and yes, absolutely. Um, I can't actually. I'm not going to say too much about that because if it doesn't happen, then I look like a dumb fuck. But it's
it.
gonna if everything plans out the way that we have it planned out, it'll be really cool. Um, Joey Avalon would like to know how our V8 sponsorship. So this is something that Sierra is actually working on predominantly. This is all her. Um,
Mhm.
so Sierra has an opportunity to get Discover Pro Wrestling a massive, massive, massive sponsorship with V8 juice. Um,
Oh,
yeah, the vegetable juice.
okay.
Um, the primary reason being is that she drinks at least 12 to 16 of these things every single day. It's almost concerning, but they see that as a huge positive for their brand, and so they're probably gonna they'll probably not actually give us money. They'll probably just ask us to like pass out a lot of V8 juice.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
That's wonderful.
It's gonna be great. If it falls through, I'm gonna fire her. But
Yeah.
that could lead to a lot of other things, like maybe a sponsorship with Dole or Green Giant, Dinty Moore, Chef Boyardee.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
All
just
right.
I'm just kidding about all that. I want to be clear. I was kidding about
Yeah, I know. I know you was.
that.
So, now, to wrap up this interview, because I think we went past the hour mark.
I
Where?
technically owe you an hour and a half, so I mean, if you want to keep going, we can
Oh,
just.
yes, you do. I forgot. You owe me an hour and a half.
I owe you an
So,
hour and a half, buddy. I was gonna ask you, do you want to do like a rapid fire round, or like do you want to do like name association where you just say someone's name and I like say something?
yes,
All right,
I haven't done that in a while.
cool.
So,
If you say
you,
someone's name, I'll say what I think about them.
okay. All right. First one is Joey Jet Avalon.
Pillar of DPW.
Okay. Next wrestler, Sierra.
fuck. I feel like Vince McMahon when he's talking about the Undertaker. Um, I literally owe her my child, like I owe her my life, like my childhood dream.
Mhm. Oh my God. You might not forgive me about this when I say this name, Paul Vert.
Douchebag.
Okay. Um, should I say this? AC Riley.
Um, DPW wouldn't exist without him.
Okay. Who else? I'm trying to think. Ken Anderson.
Ken Anderson
Hmm.
would absolutely love nothing more than to work with him again. I don't think he remembers me at all, which is a
Oh,
it's kind of cool cuz like I I've worked alongside of him and like produced segments with him. It's probably 10 or 11 times. Like we've had in-depth discussions about certain creative decisions and I don't think he remembers me at all. But I love that because every time I meet him, it's like the first time. So,
all right.
got any more?
Kyle. Yeah. Kyle Pro. We got to talk about him. Kyle Pro.
Kyle Pro is oh man. To me he's like the Rey Mysterio. So this is going to be a weird comparison, but to me Kyle is like the Rey Mysterio of the Midwest where like he doesn't seem to age and like he just stays amazing and then gets better and better.
Hmm. And also, too, I know Kyle Pro for about a few years, maybe six. Oh my God. I'm telling you, he has grown so much
Oh yeah.
as a wrestler.
Mhm.
And his first year, he was just a baby face.
Right.
But
Mhm.
once he turned heel, let me tell you, he is so fucking good at his heel.
He is. He's a great heel.
Oh my God! I when
Amazing
I
heel.
when I always chant at wrestling shows, Kyle's not a pro. This what he says to me at wrestling shows. Michael, you shut your mouth.
Nah.
I am not. I don't suck.
That's funny. That's funny.
He
He
makes
le-
me
he
laugh.
le- he leans into it so well. I really like what he does.
Hmm. Oh, and I cannot forget about this. I can't forget about this. Um, Last year it was still Domain Wrestling.
Mhm.
It was Derek Stone defending his Northern States title against Kyle Pro. I should have filmed this match, by the
Mm.
way. Um, it was a back and forth battle, and when Kyle Pro pinned
I'm listening, but give me two
Derek,
seconds. I'm listening. Keep going.
yeah, when he actually pinned Derek Stone,
Mhm.
he uh he won the title, and then when he got out of the ring, he it was over this side of the fans, getting high fives and whatnot. And then when he came over to my direction,
Mhm.
I tell you, Eric, Kyle gave me a hug.
Yeah.
He hugged me. He got emotional because I supported him throughout his wrestling career.
Yeah.
He gave me it was a genuine hug. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
You can really feel when a hug is genuine too. Like,
And I can feel his hugs are so genuine.
hmm
He's a nice dude, and man, he cut one of the best promos that I ever seen
yeah.
in any wrestler do. Gosh, I almost cried that night.
Oh
I
man,
try not to, I try not to let people see that about me, but oh my God, I just want to just go up to him and, ugh, because it took him about 4 or 5 years to get a title in steel domain wrestling.
yeah.
And that's, oh my God. I could go all night and say a lot of good things about Kyle Pro, but
He's a
I'm
good
not
man.
gonna. He's a good man.
Hey buddy,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to run here in a little bit, but
all right.
how about we do a special 20-minute because I still owe you 20 minutes, but let's do like a special 20-minute episode next week or something.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sounds good, buddy. Hey, thank you
All right.
so much for doing this with me, man.
Uh-huh. And where can fans follow you on social media? You
Nowhere.
know.
I'm just kidding. Leave me alone. I'm just kidding. Um, my Facebook page. The I have a new business venture starting called Nordrum Marketing Solutions. They could follow that. Um, please buy my shit so I don't have to get a real job. Um, and then um, I suck at this part. You can just discover us. Hashtag discover us. You'll figure it out.
Okay. It was so nice doing this with you, Eric.
Uh,
Thank you for setting this up.
yeah, buddy.
And next week, you still owe me that 20 minutes.
Damn right.